Hi, for this video, I'm going to talk about my experience as a credit card user for almost 10 months now. Last year I got my very first credit card, which is my BPI credit card, and just like any of you, and just like most of us, when it comes to our first experience on the use of our credit cards, we seem to be empty handed. We are at a loss for guidance as to how credit cards should work for our benefit. So, as for me, I came from a family, from a household, or from an environment wherein financial lessons were not taught. It's not something that was a shortcoming or a failure or a lack from the part of my parents, because their upbringing, hindi naman sila pinalaki na they were educated on how to manage your finances, how should you use your credit card. I only even knew about credit cards when I'm already an adult. So all the while when I was growing up, I was just using debit cards. I was just using my ATM card. So yun lang. So finally, when last year I'm already in my adult stage now, my late 20s. That was the very first time that I got a hold of a BPI credit card. So, BPI is my payroll account. So, luckily for me, I was pre-approved by BPI. So, I was offered by a gold credit card from BPI. So, nung natanggap ko yung BPI credit card ko, I had to do the learning on my own. Because all this time, ang nasa isip ko, kapag credit card, mababaon ka sa utang, wag mong gamitin yan, it would be disadvantageous for you, etc., etc. So, number one, what I did, I went to YouTube. So, that was when I discovered Jack's Hacks. That was when I discovered Crisel Morales. That was when I discovered Chiquitan. That was when I discovered si Ruch. So these people became my source of information, as well as Google, as to how should I use a credit card, and also Thea C. Bautista. So when I'm just saying that when we do not know of something, there is a requirement from our part to educate ourselves. More so when that something is infamous. Yung reputation niya, more so in the financial arena, in the financial world, is it's not beneficial for you, it's disadvantageous for you. So I wanted to become an adult who has a credit card, so I had to do the learning myself. So number one, ang unang-una kong na-learn on my own was that a credit card is actually a financial tool. It could work for your benefit for so long as you know how to do it, how to do the credit card gaming, as to how to use this to your advantage. So I'll give you a very specific scenario in terms of how I use my credit card to manage my cash flow, because I use my credit card for cash flow management. So let's say a real life scenario. I have cats. I have 3 cats. I have 2 cats with me right now. So every month, bumibili ako ng wet food and dry food nila. So let's say meron akong budget na 1,500 for my cat's food. O see, may pusa dyan sa baba. So I have an allocated. It's a fixed amount. I have to spend 1,500 every month for cat food. Tapos yung sweldo is 15 and 30. Now, let's say naubusan na ng cat food. Wala nang cat food by March 2. Tapos ang lalayo pa ng sweldo. And yung sweldo mo from February 28 na ubos mo na, bills, etc., etc., meron kang kailangang bayaran. Let's say March 2 or March 3, wala ng cat food. Are you gonna wait until March 15 before you are going to buy your cat's food, their supply for the month? Definitely not. So what you're gonna do, if you use your credit card, you're gonna You're gonna swipe your credit card, you'll go to the mall, you purchase the cat food worth 1,500, and so March 3, meron ng cat food ang mga pusa mo and wala kang inilabas, literally ilabas na pera from your end. So, meaning to say, na ma-manage mo yung cash flow mo, hindi ka nangutang from another person, hindi nakunan yung savings mo, because a credit card naman is meron siyang separate due date. So, let's say I have money in the bank, 10,000, but I dedicated that for, let's say, buying a cell phone. O pero wala nang pagkain yung pusa ko by March 3. Should I touch my savings na 10,000 pesos? No, because with the use of a credit card, you could purchase the cat food on March 3 and pay it by the end of the month, or kung kailan man yung statement date mo. Let's say yung due date mo is March 30. So by March 30, sweldo na yan, right? So by that time, meron ka ng pera pang bayad ng cat food mo. Because naturally naman, it's either on the 15th or on the 30th, doon ka bibili sana ng cat food ng pusa mo during sweldo. It's just that on March 3, for some reason, nakuubos na yung mga cat food. So, come March 30, the due date, meron ka ng pambayad. So, number 1, hindi na touch yung savings account mo na 10,000 which was allocated, which was earmarked for a cell phone, let's say. And number 2, hindi ka nakautang sa ibang tao. And number 3, it establishes your credit score. So, that's what I'm saying, that a credit card could actually help you manage your cash flow for so long as you know when and how to use it. So, it is for your advantage because number 1, you did not shell out a money that was earmarked for something. And number 2, you establish your credit history, you establish your credit score, you prove to the bank that you spend the money that was lent to you and that you pay them at the due date at the intended time kung kailangan mong bayaran. And number 3, you have fed your cats. No one's hungry and everybody happy. So, yun lang. That's the basic example as to how I use my credit card for my advantage. So, if I were to go further than that, I could use it to fund my cravings, for example. So there was this one day I wanted to go to Yushoken. Gusto kong kumain na ramen at that time, pero hindi pa sweldo, and I don't also want to touch my savings. So if as much as possible, gusto natin i-treat natin yung sarili natin sa sweldo pa, diba? So what if March 4, gusto mo nang kumain na ramen because you want to treat yourself for a job well done, maganda yung performance mo sa school, or you did a really spectacular output at work. Are you gonna wait until March 15 to celebrate and eat ramen? So now on March 4, you could go to your favorite ramen bar, eat the ramen, and then by March 15, kapag sweldo na, allocate the earmark money for that, and then you pay the how much it is due on March 30. So at least you've celebrated your small win for that day, and hindi mo nagastos yung savings mo. So you spent the money that was graciously and generously lent to you by the bank. So when I say lent to you by the bank, you should remember that the money, whatever is your credit limit, the amount that the bank has decided to lend you, your credit limit, is a money that you do not own. It is something that that was entrusted to you by the bank, because based on your relationship with the bank for how many years, you have proved to be trusted depositor and a responsible person. So what I'm saying is, kapag meron kang credit card, kung magkano yung credit limit mo, how much the money is worth in that card, use it responsibly. Make sure that you are able to pay your dues when they come, and as much as possible, pay the total amount due and not only the minimum amount due, to do away with the finance charges, late fees, and whatever. And use your card responsibly to your advantage and for cash flow management. So I hope that I was able to impart a knowledge from my end for this one, because this is something that I learned from 10 months of using my card, and for someone who's learned the credit card world by studying, by listening, and by actually using the card. So I hope to see you on my next videos as I share to you about this fascination of mine, this interest of mine, because as you could see, meron ako mga reviews on debit cards, on prepaid cards, or on credit cards. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you on my next video.